What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin Sports with Jake. We got another great show for you guys. The Rookie of the Years for baseball were announced last night. In the American League, you had Julio Rodriguez winning it. No surprise there. He had an incredible season. He's been a top prospect, one of the top prospects not only in Seattle system, but in all of baseball for quite a few years. Made it to the show this year. Had an incredible year. Hit 284 of 20 home runs, 75 RBIs, 84 runs scored. Was a big part of why the Seattle Mariners made the playoffs for the first time since 2001. They beat the Toronto Blue Jays. They have a bit of an upset there in the wild card round, and then they ended up getting swept by the Astros in the ALDS, but they made it to ALDS this year. They hadn't been to the playoffs in over 20 years, so good for them. And a big part was Julio Rodriguez. He got a big extension during the season for a reason. He's going to be a great player for a very long time. Congratulations to Julio Rodriguez, who wins American League Rookie of the Year for the Seattle Mariners. Nationally, it was Michael Harris, the outfielder for the Atlanta Braves. This guy came out of nowhere. No one had ever heard of this guy. Really only got playing time, guys, because Braves had some injuries beginning of the season. Acuna was not activated till almost May, coming up with torn ACL from the year prior. You know, they had some injuries, so they really didn't have a choice but to call him up and throw him in there, and he played so well. He ended up pretty much getting consistent playing time all year. He hit .297. He had 19 home runs, 64 RBIs, had 20 steals, 514 slug, 853 OPS. He had a really good year. Braves also gave him a long-term extension for a reason. You know, he wins the award over his teammate, starting pitcher Spencer Strider, who also had a very good rookie year. He finished second. So kudos to Michael Harris. He's your National League Rookie of the Year. So those are your Rookie of the Year. The Managers of the Year will be named tonight in the National League. The finalists are Buck Shoulder for the Mets. I'm hoping he wins it. I think he will. He should be the favorite. It's Brian Snitker in Atlanta, and I think maybe Dave Roberts for the Dodgers. And the American League, the candidates are Scott Servais in Seattle. You have, I think, Terry Francona in Cleveland, I believe, is a candidate. And maybe it's Dusty. It might be Dusty Baker. He might be the other one. But my guess is, I think I might go to Scott Servais in Seattle. But we'll see what happens. Hockey scores from last night. You got the Vancouver Canucks. I mean, those are looking at the wrong scores. Canucks play the Sabres tonight. Islanders over the Senators, 4-2. I can't see the Islanders, but they are playing some really good hockey right now. They are 11-6. This kid Noah Dobson looks like he might be one of the best D-men in the league. Senators got a little hot start there. They have struggled since then. Flames over the Kings, 6-5. Hurricanes show the Blackhawks, 3-0. Blues over the Avalanche, 3-2. Blues trying to get themselves together. They won their last two. Before they were 4-8, which is tied for the worst in the NHL. College basketball scores from last night. College basketball just getting underway over this past week or two. Number 3 Houston beats Oral Roberts, of course was the number 15 seed, was the Cinderella 2 years ago, 83-54. Number 5 Baylor over Northern Colorado, 92-65. Number 8 UCLA over Norfolk State, 86-56. Number 10 Creighton over Holy Cross, 94-65. Right now we got a lot of really good teams playing a lot of bad teams while the scores are so lopsided. Big upset, though. You had Northwestern State, we've never heard of, beat number 15 TCU, 64-63. Number 19 Illinois beats Monmouth, 103-65. Number 23 Texas Tech over Louisiana Tech, 64-55. And then, before we continue, number 16 Virginia was supposed to play Northern Iowa. The game was canceled. There was an on-campus shooting at the University of Virginia. 3 University of Virginia best players were killed, and 1 was seriously injured. I just want to send my condolences to the families of those victims. There was an NBA action last night. We had the Raptors over the Pistons, 115-111. Pistons really struggling. They are 3-12. I will say Jaden Ivey looks like he's a Rookie of the Year candidate. A lot of rookies are looking very good. Hornets over the Magic, 112-105. 18 points, 10 boards for Mason Plumlee. Celtics over the Thunder, 126-122. Jason Tatum, 27 points, 10 rebounds. Shiloh, 37 points, 8 assists from the loss. Shiloh's having a huge year. Thunder 6-8 for them, not too bad. Heat over the Suns, 113-112. Bam Adebayo, 30 points, 10 rebounds. Heat getting themselves together. They've won 3 in a row, back to 500 after a slow start. You have the Clippers over the Rockets, 122-106. Paul George, 22 points and 8 rebounds. Rockets really struggling, just 2-12. Hawks over the Bucks, 121-106. Bucks have lost 3 in a row. Have lost like 3 in a row, or 3 of the last 4. They're struggling bad through a really hot start. Marham Beauchamp, 20 points, 8 rebounds for Milwaukee. And the Warriors, they pick up a victory. They beat the Spurs, 132-95 in a blowout. Jordan Poole at 36 points. Let's take a look at the NFL standings. You have in the AFC East, look at this. The Miami Dolphins have sole position in the first place in the AFC East. They have won 4 in a row. They are 7-3. Tua is playing great. He looks a lot better. They have the best receiver duo in the league of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Wild. Tyreek Hill already has over 1,100 yards. He's right now is probably the best receiver in the league. Probably the offensive player of the year right now. They're playing some good football. Mike McDaniel's done a good job there. I like him as a coach. He's really funny too. He's got a good sense of humor. The Jets are 6-3. My Jets finally looking like some sort of football team. They're playing well. Bills are only in 3rd place in their own division because they're 6-3. They're half game behind Miami. They're tied with the Jets, but the Jets beat them. You know, they're strong. A few weeks ago, they looked like the league's best team. Now, you know, Josh Allen's got some turnover problems the last couple of years. He might be playing through an elbow injury. They got injuries on defense. Also, the main problem is they need an actual running back. They think every year, okay, yes, Josh Allen is a great runner. He's one of the best running quarterbacks in the league. It's incredible what he can do at 6'6". Still be an incredible runner, but like they need a running back. Devin Singletary is not that good. You know, James Cook, he's so far looks like a pretty good 3rd down back, pass catching back, but he doesn't look like a 3 down back. Nyheim Hines, who they picked up the trade deadline, you trade him for Zach Moss. He's better than Zach Moss. He's another good pass catching back, but he's now not a 3 down back. They need a 3 down back. And Allen's struggling a little bit, and he's with turnovers, and he's getting nicked up. He's taking so many hits because not only is he throwing the ball 30 plus times a game because they have such an amazing pass offense, and they have Josh Allen and all the weapons that they have, Diggs, Gabe Davis, the list goes on. Because he's running 7, 8, 9 times a game as well. Like they can't use him this much. He's gonna get hurt. It was bound to happen, and now he's probably not 100%. He's got a UCL injury. If that's torn, you're out for a year. It's obviously not. He won't be playing, but he probably really should be playing. But the Bills are so good they can't afford to start Case Keenum for next month or so. They need a running back, and the New England Patriots are 5-4. They're hanging in there. Ravens 6-3. They're playing well. They blew some games earlier in the year. They're trying to get on track. They're 6-3. Bengals 5-4. They're trying to hang in there. They have not looked as good as we thought they would. And Jamar Chase, their star receiver, he's out. But they're 5-4. Cleveland is 3-6. They're struggling. Obviously, they're on their backup quarterback with Deshaun Watson, so suspended. Pittsburgh's 3-6. They're a mess. AFC South, they lost the Titans division to lose. They're 6-3. They're playing well right now. Their defense is playing very well. They just got Ryan Tannehill back. Derrick Henry's been Derrick Henry. Colts 4-5-1. They've been a mess this year, especially on offense. They've had a very eventful these last 3 weeks. They benched a former MVP quarterback, Matt Ryan, for a former 6th-round pick out of Texas, Sam Ehlinger. Fired their offensive coordinator, Marcus Brady. They fired their head coach, Frank Reich. Promoted a former player who has never coached above the high school level in Jeff Saturday as their interim head coach. You had the whole backlash to that. Jim Irsay had his very weird press conference. They reinstalled Matt Ryan as the starter, and then they beat the Raiders. Wow. Jacksonville's 3-7. Jacksonville just can't execute. And Texans are garbage, 1-7-1. Now they've got questions going around. Should they bench Davis Mills? And they got Jeff Driscoll. I think they have somebody else there as well. He has not looked good, Davis Mills. He's turning the ball over too much, not making good decisions. The AFC West has not been nearly as good as we thought it was going to be. Chiefs 7-2. Pretty much as we expected. Mahomes is playing great. Might be the MVP of the league right now. Toronto's 5-4. They got a lot of injuries. Their top two receivers are out. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, both Pro Bowl caliber players. They're both out right now. They got injuries on the offensive line. Got some injuries on defense. Herbert's playing is playing through a rib injury. They're really nicked up right now. Denver 3-6. They look like garbage. Russell Wilson looks washed. Nathaniel Hackett's one of the worst coaches in the league. He'd be lucky if he survives the season. I think he's gone after the year. And the Raiders, good lord, 2-7. McDaniels might be the worst coach in the league. He is horrendous. He has to go. You got the freaking owner, Mark Davis, saying he's doing a fantastic job. What are you watching, dude? The dude cannot coach. Maybe he's a good offensive coordinator. He had a lot of success in New England as an offensive coordinator. But my God, he is a bad head coach. Jesus Lord. Way back when he was head coach in Denver, he started 6-0. Since then, as a head coach, he's 7-24. The dude cannot coach in this league as a head coach. He just can't. He's making Derek Carr cry on live television. That's how bad he is. MC's Eagles suffered a loss last night. Commanders beat the Eagles 32-21. Eagles suffered their first loss. They're now 8-1. And now they lose their tight end Dallas Goedert for an extended period of time with a shoulder injury. Giants 7-2. Brian Daboll might be the coach of the year. Daniel Jones is looking better. Saquon Barkley is back. That defense is fantastic. The Dallas Cowboys are 6-3. They suffered they blow a two touchdown lead in the fourth quarter against Green Bay, but still hanging in there at 6-3. Commanders 5-5. They put a lot better with Taylor Heineke. When Wentz comes back, they gotta keep Heineke in. You cannot take Heineke out. Didn't play great last night, but he's playing pretty well. They're winning with him. Wentz, Carson was not playing that well. Was very inconsistent. They were not winning with him. You got to stick with Heineke. But kudos to Ron Rivera, who actually he actually just lost his mom and he went out and coached and got a big win last night. Kudos to him. Man, been through a lot, and he's still a great coach. Vikings 8-1. The Vikings have won 7 in a row. They are 8-1. That division is theirs for the taking. They look insane right now. Packers 4-6. They squeaked out a win in overtime against Dallas. Christian Watson came in though, had three touchdowns. So Green Bay finally gets back in the win column. The Lions are 3-6. They've won their last 2. They upset the Packers. Their defense looks a lot better. Offense kind of has regressed a bit, but they have a lot of pieces there. Defense is looking better. Bears 3-7. Poor Justin Fields. I said this yesterday, but poor Justin Fields. That poor man. Justin Fields is a great quarterback. He just needs help. His best receiver is Chase freaking Claypool. His offensive line is horrendous. Within 2 seconds, the dude's being mauled. Part of the reason he runs so much, one, he's really good at it, and two, because the second he drops back, there's 5 guys in his face. He doesn't have a choice. And if he does have a pocket, his receivers can't freaking catch. And the defense, now they trade everybody, isn't good either. The coaching needs work. The play calling needs work. Oh, God. That poor man. NFC South. I don't know what's going on in the NFC South. Bucks in first place at 5-5. Braves 2-0 since they got divorced. Just saying. I don't know what that's supposed to say. Because Rashad White is taking over the number one running back role from Fournette. Played great last week. We'll see what that goes. Atlanta's 4-6. And, I mean, I like Arthur Smith. But doesn't Ritter in. I said this yesterday. Mark Miller, he's not good. He is not good. The defense isn't that good. Carolina's 3-7. They're going back to Baker Mayfield this week with P.J. Walker hurt. That team's a mess, and the Saints have so many injuries. Jameis was out. They put Dalton in, and Dalton played pretty well, so they kept him as a starter even when Jameis came back, and now Dalton struggled, and they might go back to Jameis. Michael Thomas is out for the year again. Olave and Juice Landry both battled injuries this year. Your tight end Trapman's out. You're on your backup tight end. Injuries on the O-line, injuries on defense are so depleted right now. NFC West Seahawks still in first place, 6-4. Geno Smith is still playing some good football. They lose lid this week, but they're still playing some good football. Kenneth Walker has having a great year. Might be out for the Rookie of the Year this year. You got 2 good receivers with Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Defense is starting to play better now. The defense is catching up to the offense now. Niners 5-4 on paper. The Niners should come out of the conference. But you never know. Obviously, But like Jimmy G, he's not that good. The dude's not that good. I saw a stat. He is 10-2 when he has 0 touchdown passes. The dude really isn't that good. Just what he has around him. He has, right now he is McCaffrey's a top 3 back in the league when healthy. Debo's a top 5 receiver in the league. Ayuk's really good. Kill's a top 3 tight end. He got a good O-line, great defense, good coaching. If Jimmy G could step up, this team might win a Super Bowl. If not, probably not. Arizona's 4-6. They pick a win over the Rams, which is not impressive. They're just off. Well, they won without Kyler. That's not a good look for Kyler. Poor DeAndre Hopkins. Probably like, what else do I have to do at this point? He comes off a 6-game suspension. He hasn't played almost a year. He was injured last year. And the dude's going off for 10 catches for 100 yards every game. The dude's like, Kyler, can you please not throw the ball to, like, the other team? Rams at 3-6, their season's done. Stafford has looked horrible. Now he's hurt. Now Cooper Kupp, Major League's best receiver, is out at least a month. He's going on IR. They have no running game. The O-line's banged up. Something's off. The defense has not looked that good. McVay looks a little lost. Their season's over. Taking a look at the playoff picture, it's interesting. In the AFC, you got Miami, Baltimore, Tennessee, and Kansas City division leaders. The 1 seed right now is the Chiefs. 2 seed is Miami. Who thought you would think you would say that? 3 and 4 is Baltimore and Tennessee. You wild cards on the Jets, the Buffalo Bills, and then you got a bunch of 5 and 4 teams. It looks like I think it's the Chargers right now, and Cincinnati's right there. And then in the NFC, the 1 seed is the Eagles or the last? I think the 1 seed right now is actually Minnesota. 2 seeds Philly. 3 seed is Seattle. Wow. 4 seeds Tampa. Your wild cards, you have the New York Giants, the Dallas Cowboys, and then you have the San Francisco 49ers. The Commanders are a half game back. We have the college football rankings for Week 12 are out. I'm not sure if we'll have like an official college football playoff ranking come out tomorrow. If so, I'll get that to you tomorrow. Georgia remains number 1. Ohio State is number 2. Michigan number 3. TCU number 4. Tennessee number 5. I can see there's not a ton of changes this week. LSU is now number 6. USC is now number 7. So they're now the top team in the Pac-12. Alabama is 8th. Clemson's 9th. Utah number 10. Penn State 11. Oregon drops to number 12. UNC up to number 13. Almost 14th. Washington shoots up to number 15. They're beating Oregon this past week. UCLA is number 16. UCF is number 17. Now the best team in the American Conference. Number 18, Notre Dame. 19, Kansas State. Number 20, Florida State. Tulane's 21st. Cincinnati 22nd. Coastal Carolina's 23rd. Oklahoma State is 24th. Oregon State 25th. That's all I got for you guys today. Until next time, so long. Have a great day.